The streets of Maple Hollow were draped in the fiery hues of autumn, with golden leaves cascading like whispers of forgotten seasons. The crisp air carried the faint scent of wood smoke and damp earth, a bittersweet reminder that nothing stays the same, not the weather, not the colors, and certainly not people. Ivy walked the familiar cobblestone path toward the old bookshop tucked between two towering oaks, its sign faded but charming, whispering pages. She'd been coming here since she was a teenager, drawn to the dusty shelves and the comforting quiet. But today felt different. He was back. Leo. It had been 3 years since he left Maple Hollow without warning, leaving behind nothing but an empty apartment and unanswered questions. No goodbye, no explanation. Just gone. Ivy hadn't heard from him since. Not until last week, when she'd received a simple postcard in her mailbox, no return address, just a brief message scrawled in his familiar handwriting. "I'm back. I'd like to see you." She wasn't sure why she'd come. Maybe it was curiosity, maybe anger, maybe something she didn't want to name. As she pushed open the door, the bell above chimed softly, the familiar scent of old paper wrapping around her like an old memory. She spotted him instantly, standing by the window, his back to her. His hair was a little longer, his shoulders broader, but there was no mistaking him. Leo turned as if he'd felt her presence, his eyes meeting hers. Those same deep brown eyes she used to lose herself in. "Ivy," he said softly, his voice both foreign and familiar. She crossed her arms, keeping her distance. "You have some nerve." He nodded slightly, as if he expected nothing less. "I deserve that." Silence settled between them, thick with everything left unsaid. She finally broke it. "Why did you leave?" Leo sighed, running a hand through his hair. "It's complicated." Ivy let out a bitter laugh. "It always is with you." "I wasn't in a good place," he admitted. "I thought leaving was the right thing." "For who?" she snapped, her voice sharper than she intended. "For you. For me. I don't know. I just ran." Ivy shook her head, feeling a familiar ache in her chest. "You didn't just run, Leo. You disappeared." His face tightened with guilt. "I know. And I'm sorry." She didn't respond. She didn't trust herself to. Instead, she turned to leave, her heart pounding. But his voice stopped her at the door. "I miss us," he whispered. She paused, her hand on the doorknob, her heart screaming at her to keep walking. But she didn't. Because the truth was, she missed them too. The door stayed half open, the cool autumn breeze sneaking into the warmth of the bookstore, just like Leo's voice crept into Ivy's guarded heart. She stood there, her fingers tightening around the brass doorknob, her pulse thudding like distant footsteps on fallen leaves. "I miss us." The words echoed, soft but sharp, threading themselves through years of silence. She let the door fall shut, the bell's chime marking a fragile decision. Turning slowly, Ivy faced him, her eyes searching his face, not for familiarity, but for truth. "You don't get to say that," she said quietly, her voice steady despite the storm inside her. "Not after disappearing without a word." Leo's shoulders sagged, as if her words carried weight he'd been avoiding. He nodded, stuffing his hands deep into his coat pockets, his thumb nervously tracing the seam. "I know," he replied. "I deserve that." Silence grew between them again, but this time it felt less like a wall and more like a fragile bridge waiting to be crossed. Ivy moved closer, her footsteps echoing softly against the wooden floorboards. She stopped a few feet away, close enough to see the faint shadows under his eyes, the way his jaw tensed. "Why now, Leo? Why come back after all this time?" He exhaled slowly, his breath visible in the cold draft slipping through the old windows. "Because I thought I could outrun everything, but I couldn't. And because," his voice faltered slightly, "because not a day went by that I didn't think about you." Ivy's heart twisted, not with longing, but with frustration. Thinking about someone isn't the same as being there for them. "I know," he whispered. She hated how honest he sounded, hated how her heart responded to it. She turned away, pretending to study a shelf of old poetry books, her fingers brushing over cracked spines. Leo's voice followed her. "I was lost, Ivy. I thought leaving would fix things." She spun back, her anger spilling over. "Fix things for who, Leo? For me? Because it broke me." His face crumpled slightly, like he'd been expecting her words, but wasn't prepared for the way they landed. "I'm sorry," he said again, softer this time, as if apologies could fill the gaps he'd left behind. Ivy shook her head, tears threatening to betray her, but she blinked them away. "Sorry doesn't erase the years you were gone." "No," he agreed quietly. "It doesn't." The bell above the door chimed again as another customer entered, breaking the fragile tension. Ivy stepped back, creating more space between them, both physically and emotionally. "I have to get back to work," she muttered, her voice distant. Leo nodded, his eyes dimming. "Yeah, I get it." She expected him to leave, to walk out like he had before. But he didn't. Instead, he lingered for a moment longer, then quietly placed a small envelope on the counter. "If you ever want to know why, it's in there." And with that, he left. The door closed softly behind him, but the echo of his presence stayed. Ivy stared at the envelope for a long time after he was gone. It was simple, just her name scrawled in his handwriting. No explanations. No promises. Just a piece of paper holding answers she wasn't sure she wanted. But eventually, her curiosity, or maybe her heart, won. She opened it. Inside was a letter. His words were messy, like they'd spilled out faster than he could control. "I left because I was scared. Not of you, but of how much I loved you. It felt too big, too fragile, like I'd ruin it if I stayed. I thought leaving would protect us both from me. But the truth is, I've never been more lost than I was without you." Ivy folded the letter, her chest tightening with emotions she'd buried deep. The leaves outside rustled softly against the windows, a reminder that seasons change. Maybe people could too. The letter sat on Ivy's nightstand for days, creased from being folded and unfolded, its edges softened by her hesitant fingers. She'd read it more times than she cared to admit, each word carving new questions into the walls she'd spent years building. "I thought leaving would protect us both from me." Those words lingered, echoing louder than she wanted. She told herself she was fine, that Leo's absence had made her stronger, more independent. But the truth was tangled somewhere between the lines of his letter and the ache she'd carried since the day he left. Autumn pressed on, painting Maple Hollow in deeper shades of gold and crimson. The town moved forward, as it always did, oblivious to the turmoil beneath Ivy's carefully crafted exterior. But Leo's presence had unsettled something she couldn't ignore. It was late on a Thursday when she found herself standing outside his apartment. She didn't remember deciding to go there. One moment, she was closing the cafe, and the next, she was standing in the crisp evening air, her breath visible as she stared at the chipped paint on his door. She almost turned around, almost convinced herself it wasn't worth it. But she knocked. The door opened quicker than she expected, like he'd been waiting. Leo stood there, surprised but not shocked. His eyes softened the moment they met hers. "Ivy," he breathed, her name like a familiar melody. She didn't waste time with small talk. "Your letter. I read it." He nodded, stepping aside. "Do you want to come in?" She hesitated, then stepped inside, the door clicking shut behind her. The apartment was small, filled with mismatched furniture and half-unpacked boxes, as if he wasn't sure if he was staying. It smelled faintly of coffee and old books. Ivy didn't sit. She stood near the window, arms crossed, heart racing. "You left because you were scared," she started, her voice sharper than she intended. Leo's expression tightened, guilt flashing in his eyes. "Yes!" She shook her head, pacing slightly. "Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? People don't just leave because they're scared. They talk. They fight. They figure it out." "I didn't know how," he admitted quietly. "I'd never felt that way before about anyone. It was overwhelming. I thought I'd mess it up." You did, she snapped. The words hung in the air, heavy and undeniable. Leo exhaled, running a hand through his hair. I know. I thought I was doing the right thing by walking away before I ruined us. Ivy turned to face him, her eyes blazing. But you did ruin us. Not because you stayed, but because you left. Silence settled, thick and suffocating. Leo stepped closer, his voice soft but steady. I've regretted it every day. Ivy felt her defenses cracking under the weight of his honesty. She hated how sincere he sounded, hated that part of her wanted to believe him. She took a deep breath, her hands trembling slightly. I needed you, Leo, and you weren't there. His face crumpled, his own eyes shining with unshed tears. I needed you too. I just didn't realize it until you were gone. The vulnerability in his words pierced through her anger. She looked away, blinking back the emotion threatening to spill over. After a long pause, she whispered, So why now? Why come back after all this time? Leo's voice was barely audible. Because you're the only thing that's ever felt like home. Her heart clenched, caught between the past and whatever fragile thing was unfolding now. She didn't know what to say. Didn't know if forgiveness was something she could offer. But she knew she couldn't walk away, not this time. So she stayed. Days turned into weeks. They talked more, long, messy conversations filled with truths and regrets. Leo didn't push. He let Ivy set the pace, respecting the space she needed while quietly hoping for more. They revisited old places, coffee shops, parks, the bookstore where they'd first met. Some memories hurt, others healed. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the town in shades of amber and rose, they sat on a bench overlooking the river. The water reflected the fading light, a mirror of the changes within them. I don't know if I can ever trust you the same way, Ivy admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. Leo nodded, his fingers gently brushing against hers. I'm not asking for the same. I just want the chance to earn whatever trust you can give me. She looked at him, really looked at him, the man who'd broken her heart and somehow, piece by piece, was helping her mend it. Okay, she whispered. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't a promise. But it was a start. Because sometimes, love isn't about holding on tightly. It's about learning when to let go and when to reach back again.